Hey, Omega.
Yes, Yankum?
What is something that TNA and this show have in common, and that they're lacking it, and that thing has the same name?
What?
Gunner.
Oh.
There wasn't a joke there. There probably should have been, but screw it. Let's just start the show. Hey everybody, welcome to the show. This is Woo Get Serious number 167. I'm Isaac Yankum, and with me is the illustrious, the wonderful, the powerful Omega BR.
I guess that makes me Magnus.
Well, indeed.
That either makes you Magnus or that makes you Magneto, one or the other.
And that's Net Jester, I guess, or whatever.
Hi, everybody. How you doing? You know, I've had fair food, I've had good food, I've had bad food, and that's because my birthday was this week. But enough about me.
Enough about you was as soon as you started talking. So let's do something completely different than we've done every other week since Gunner's not here. And let's get into the news. It appears that USA Network is reportedly disappointed in the current Tough Enough, feeling that the format doesn't give the judges enough time to make fair decisions, and that the fans are only given minutes to vote instead of a day or a week. There's also concern that the format makes Chris Jericho come off too much like a game show host, and that the previous two winners didn't amount to anything in the company, leaving an impression of bad word of mouth that whoever wins doesn't matter and the fans don't care. Officials may be starting to believe that wrestling's popularity is cycling downward. I didn't know it had cycled back up.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, you know, it really is kind of a poor format. NJ, have you been watching Tough Enough?
I admit that I only watched the one episode, and I got to admit, when I saw this thing, I was like, okay. Because this was the episode where they did something that I missed, and then for the second thing they did during that episode, they had all the competitors swim this Louisiana/Florida bog that they said was infested with all types of critters. Now, if you're me and you see what appears to be a crocodile head on the far embankments of
can I just stop you real quick? There are no crocodiles in the Americas. There are only alligators.
Alligator or crocodile, whatever you do, never smile. But to continue, if you swim across this and you're on a reality TV show, you can pretty much guarantee that there is no danger there, no matter how much they want to build this up, because if anyone did get their ass snapped by an alligator/crocodile, whatever, you can pretty much guarantee that WWE would be facing a hell of a lawsuit, no matter what contracts the competitors signed before they went on Tough Enough. So, you know, you get feeling, the first feeling I saw when watching this show was, yeah, I can't believe they just did that and they expect us to believe it. I love the original Tough Enough. This new version is not giving me much hope. And if everything you said about that in the report leading up to this is true, it's not USA should be thinking that wrestling is cycling downward. USA should be thinking that perhaps you need to have more original ideas instead of bringing back old ones that might not work as well today as they did in the past.
Well, the problem really is with the format. I mean, in previous incarnations, we did see a lot of the physicality and them learning the moves and, training and exercising, and we see a little bit of it here, but it's really just Billy Gunn makes them run up and down the street, and then they learn a move, editing would have you believe, 10 seconds before they do it for the challenge. Yeah, the live format, it's true. It seems like the judges only see what we see, which kind of affects how fair it is, and plus the fact that they kind of forget that it's a fan vote, so even though they call down people they feel really deserve to be called out, at the end of the day, certain people are not getting voted off, and certain people, if they get matched up with them, are. It's funny how everyone Daniel Bryan has called out has been voted off so far, but that's mostly because he tries to give, he doesn't pick people like ZZ or Sarah Lee. He picks somebody who's not as popular for not arbitrary reasons or anything. He has some reasoning behind it, but ultimately, somebody who didn't do as good is going to get voted off rather than somebody who did pretty poorly, but is a fan favorite.
And speaking of fan favorites, hello there, Whack-A-Mole. When did you walk through the front door?
Literally 2 minutes ago.
Okay, so we're talking Tough Enough. I know you can put us to shame later, but we have to talk about this because apparently USA doesn't like it all that much.
No, they do not, because it is being buried in the ratings, and it is quite terrible. I can't believe that they're letting it on television right now in its current state. I don't understand why they didn't have it like it was last time with Stone Cold and whatnot, because that worked. I didn't understand why they broke it, but that's what they do there at the WWE. Go fucking figure.
If it ain't broke, let's fix it. Also, if I may, since I was leading, you jerk, ladies and gentlemen, Gunner.
Yep, it's me.
There are some interesting people on the show besides ZZ, and Patrick's kind of neat. I think he really has the drive of somebody who loves the business. That's kind of his whole shtick, is the fact that he says nobody else really knows about WWE, and he does. And that's why he won the promo battle, because he really just kind of adhered to the fans in the crowd. But then Hogan kind of called him out, and it's actually kind of a decent point that, you can say that all you like, but, you can't build yourself just based on that. And then you have, the guys kind of shoving him around and stuff. You can't really do a no contact rule on a show like this, I guess, since that's kind of the point.
Wait a minute. Did I hear that right? Did Hulk Hogan, of all people, say something to the effect that you can't get across just on fans alone? I mean, that's how he got to where he is now.
That's exactly how he got to where he is now, by pandering to the fans.
Well, it wasn't. What he said was, Patrick made the comment that to the bigger guys in the house, it's about the small guys with the smarts now. Warrior's gone, Hogan's retired, that kind of thing. And Hogan, I guess, took offense to that and said, basically said he wants to see more of Patrick, not just and he did say the words "smart Mark" Patrick.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Even though he's a smart mark, he's the best candidate for a WWE superstar in that entire house. There is no joke. It just goes back to what Natalia said on Twitter a little while ago. Basically, she was talking about how nobody has any passion, and nobody has any passion for the business, and he's the only one that does. Prove me wrong.
Or what about ZZ?
ZZ's just out of the box, and I don't think he has what it takes to win. He has a great gimmick, you know what I'm saying, and he's just being himself. But I don't think that they're going to take him. People are going to take him over Patrick. I think Patrick is going to win this one outright.
Ooh, we got a selection for winning already.
Yep. I'm pretty sure that if he doesn't get voted off in some bullshit, sort of way, or one way or another, he's going to be in the WWE within the next 3 to 5 years. I guarantee it.
Great.
All right, well, let's move it along.
Let's move it along here. So Dolph Ziggler has indeed signed a new WWE contract and is currently out in a storyline so he can film a new WWE Studios thriller. Only 5% of people survived the injury that Tyson Kidd suffered in early June, with most of them ending up as quadriplegics. It's similar to the injury that Christopher Reeve suffered, actually, and WWE's fired Executive Vice President of Content Lisa Fox Lee, who had been with the company since 1995 and reported directly to Vince McMahon, with the overseeing of development and distribution of programming across all platforms, as well as the creative team. Word is, she checked out after being promoted and was let go as a result. John Laurinaitis served as the producer and the head agent for the Tokyo special and came up with the streamers and pre-match ceremony for the NXT title match. It was considered a major success. I am 95% certain that good old Johnny Laurinaitis over there will be booking a lot more of these events, especially if they go into Japan, because that's where he got his start and that's where he knows how to do business. So it's not terribly surprising that, the guy who knows what he's doing in the place he knows where he's done it, it did well. God forbid that they actually, apply this for later on, for other aspects
They'll
of the
fuck
company.
it up. They'll give it to somebody who will just completely fucking ruin it.
As long as he doesn't have an open mic and talks as, I'm people power.
He's not a character. No, he shouldn't be a character. He's a good booker, though.
Yeah.
Except for that 30-minute tag team match. Fuck that.
I didn't see the whole thing yet, but
I'm sure that was their influence rather than,
Right.
I guess good news about Dolph Ziggler. I think he has a lot of charisma outside the business, but I think WWE is probably where he belongs as far as, staking a claim of, doing things on the side and this and that, and, who knows if he'll ever be world champion again, but...
Okay, so now I gotta ask a question. Was Tyson Kidd riding a horse? I still don't know all the specifics of this.
Tyson Kidd received a muscle buster from Samoa Joe, in a dark match before a Raw or something like that, back in the beginning of June. Basically, it was a freak accident, and he fucked up his back really, really bad.
Okay, so when you said injury similar to Christopher Reeve, that's, Reeve fell off his horse, so that's the thing I was thinking of. But damn, do you suppose they're going to let Joe continue to use the muscle buster then?
That's not a problem. That they're not. No one's blaming Joe. No one's, that isn't a thing.
It's just one of those freak, crazy things that happens sometimes, like draws. Like that wasn't.
Yeah, like a draws incident or something like that.
It wasn't anybody's fault. It happened. It fucking sucks. I hate for that to happen to somebody.
Did you guys see the picture of the scar on his neck? My God, that thing was nasty.
It looks like the scar on my arm, actually. Because I've got one just about as big and just about as nasty.
Well, yeah, but that's on your arm. This was on the back of his neck leading up to his skull.
And that's why you look before you fist a hooker, kids.
That's absolutely disgusting.
Sorry.
Especially when you're talking about Netchester's mom like that. Come on, man.
Oh. Moving right.
Welcome back, asshole.
Whose turn is it to read something?
Omega hasn't read anything yet. Can we get 10 minutes of Omega hemming and hawing about reading?
Well,
We've got time to kill. We're only 15 minutes in.
you know, people are confident that the TNA production crew, who have yet to be paid for May, will be paid after July 15th, which is actually today, as promised, because there is an overwhelming fear that they just won't show up for the July 22nd tapings otherwise. There was concern after Alberto El Patron no-showed an autism benefit event for Lone Star Wrestling and no one could get a hold of him, but he has released a statement saying he is doing fine and had to miss it for personal reasons. Combat Zone Wrestling has announced a pay-per-view deal that will see them join cable and satellite providers. And a former security guard at Savannah Civic Center is suing 12 superstars in the WWE, that is, after he was unexpectedly hit about the head, neck, and back with a chair during a 2013 live event. He isn't sure who hit him, so he's suing everyone who competed at the event, including John Cena, Dean Ambrose, and Fandango.
What the hell was that?
Oh, wow.
Okay, a security guard? I mean, this was during an event and he was working security. I thought there's a thing that goes that there's only wrestlers who are disguised as security, or wrestlers who are disguised as cameramen or ring crew or something like that get done with this stuff. That no actual member that is not a part of the WWE doesn't get touched, period.
Well, it was an accident.
Yeah, it was an accident, and they're blaming everybody who was there. Right, he's suing everyone at the event, so he will win some money. I guarantee you, he will win some money.
I don't think so. It won't make it to court. They'll just settle.
No, it will not make it to court. No.
Yeah, he won't win anything. He won
if they give him money.
I guess if you want to look at it like that, but I'm guessing they'll probably be like, here's $50,000, go buy yourself a giant dildo or something.
Right, which is only half the budget that normally Netchester's mom allows for herself. I'm just saying.
How did my mother all of a sudden become Eric Cartman's mother?
It's one and the same, brother.
Oh,
You know,
my brother, I'd leave.
CZW on pay-per-view. CZW officially bigger than TNA now.
I'm loving this. Yes, official pay-per-view for CZW.
I'm cool with this. I probably won't watch it, but cool.
I want to hear Zandig say it one time on a pay-per-view for a national audience. Jesus!
See, I was going to say, you know, WWE apparently just blew $55,000 destroying that Cadillac.
Yeah, that was insane.
Yeah,
That pissed me off because they could have came to fucking Hawaii.
But I mean, surely they have money to pay this guy off, yeah.
Well, yeah, they have it. I mean, I can see where they would not want to because the guy is probably just trying to get a paycheck, but... Jesus!
Right.
It took me that long to find it.
Wow, that's terrible. 15-minute time limit.
Nah, but yeah, see that?
Battleground predictions. Wow, you found that one quick. Battleground predictions. We're going
That's
to
what she said.
Yeah, 30 seconds or less.
By the way, a disclaimer, the triple threat match for the Intercontinental title is apparently off, as Ryback suffered an injury at Raw, and can no longer compete.
Aww.
Well, there you go. No intercontinental title. The curse continues. Unless you haven't realized this yet. Whatchamacallit.
I don't know, but you're killing us on airtime. In case you haven't noticed,
every Intercontinental title holder so far in recent memory has been injured.
Yes. Also.
Oh, Lordy. Hide under your beds.
All right, happy trails. Happy trails to Hernandez, who's been cut from the TNA roster. And TNA is currently scrambling to re-record things that he already involved him. Go figure, right?
Really? What the why?
Actually, I did hear about this late today. Basically, Lucha Underground has staked a claim on Hernandez. Hernandez told TNA he was free and clear to do shows with them. Apparently not. Lucha has played their card, and there's not much TNA can do about it, really. I guess legally, you know, this whole situation with the Lucha Underground contracts or whatever is kind of iffy. But I guess legally, TNA was unable to feature him when Lucha, and they wanted to pay Lucha to use him, but they refused. So basically, Lucha retains the right to him, and now TNA can't because TNA taped so far in advance, they've already taped a bunch of stuff, and now they can't use it.
So, just don't know what to say to that one.
Yeah, that's more bad luck for old TNA.
Poor TNA. I feel so bad for TNA.
Speaking of TNA, R-Truth versus King Barrett and one guy who was already in TNA for the Battle of the Crown, which is the most utterly ridiculous lower card feud this year that I've seen. 1995 called. They would like their feud back.
This is the stupidest fucking thing, and I'm glad it's on the pre-show, right? Like, I don't have to actually watch
yes,
this.
Yes, it is.
Okay. As long as I don't have to actually watch it.
Correction, this is the second stupidest thing in WWE right now, right behind the Dolph Ziggler-Lana Rusev love triangle.
No, that's not as stupid as this.
Yeah, no, this is more stupid. At least I get to look at Lana during that bullshit and be like, oh, yeah, she's very pretty girl. Anyway,
that was really creepy. Really creepy. Never do that again.
Oh, it's not like you don't say the same thing.
I don't, because I say, hey,
JBL.
that's an attractive girl, and I move on, and not sit there and creepily, pad my fingers together like I'm Montgomery Burns going, excellent, but instead I go, pretty, just like you did.
Pretty girl, pretty.
I've got King Barrett just finally winning this.
Yes, it's
probably.
Barrett retains it. Can we just half a second for how fucking stupid this is, alone for further demeaning the King of the Ring?
Yep, the King of the Ring is not used as a joke gimmick.
You really couldn't expect much. You really couldn't. I mean, they brought it back as a network gimmick out of nowhere.
King of the Ring is dead. Long live King of the Ring. Next up, we got Randy Orton and Sheamus.
Two former Kings of the Ring. One former King of the Ring, I think. Randy Orton and Sheamus again. That was really funny on Raw. The segment with Orton and Sheamus. Not gonna lie.
Okay, I think I missed this one.
Where Orton comes behind Sheamus, did the up and down thing, making crazy faces, and gives him an RKO.
Yeah.
You missed that?
Well, okay, last night's Raw, or I should say Monday night's Raw, the most interesting thing that I missed on there would be the first half of the Diva segment, which introduced all the lovely new ladies from NXT.
Which was a good segment, kind of. It was good for the people that... Yeah, it was good for the people that could actually work.
Yeah, kind of.
It was good for the people that actually could work, not for, the rest of them that can't. Right.
Well, let's take a second and just talk about that. Why not? Since, who cares?
Right here.
Orton, Sheamus, I mean... The main thing people, myself included, probably didn't like about it was how Stephanie McMahon, who, again, is allegedly part of the Authority and allegedly a heel and allegedly kind of in cahoots with Nikki and the Bellas in general, basically just told them, hey, here's a bunch of new girls who are probably going to come after you.
Hey, look, it's new girls. I made competition in the division. Ha ha ha, I'm so powerful. Look at me, I'm strong and sexy and beautiful. Right.
Yes, Steffi is following in the footsteps of her father, but fortunately her father was never that good looking.
Oh, please, you'd hit it with Vince if he asked you to.
You would so smash that. Yeah, and by $1 million, you mean like half a bottle of Boone's Farm and a cheese sandwich.
Right. All right, let's move on.
I also thought it was kind of a bad way to introduce Charlotte.
Oh, yeah, it was bad. It wasn't the way I would have done it.
I mean, if anybody, Charlotte, because, she really doesn't need to be girl number...
4.
Well, 1 or... Well, girl number 5 in a segment like that, but whatever.
I am going to suggest that they make sure that they separate all of them in storylines shortly, sooner rather than later, and not just introduce all of them and then all of a sudden, this, that, and the next thing. This match that they're going to have at the pay-per-view, which I think is what they're going to have at the pay-per-view, for with the 3 trios, they better bring it, and it better be the best match on the damn card. Otherwise, everyone's going to be, demeaned and demoralized.
Yeah, how you really bring competition to the division is you give meaningful feud / storylines to more than just the champion and whoever the champion has to be facing and happens to be facing. And maybe even have more than one women's match on the card on a semi-regular basis.
Right. All right, let's get through the rest of these. Prime 10 players, this is the New Day for the tag titles. PTP retains, in my opinion, but the New Day is my favorite gimmick of this year, I would like to say.
Well, yep, that's pretty much it. I mean, that's exactly what I would have. PTP is the best tag team in the division right now, and New Day have a fantastic gimmick. And what else can you say? There's not a whole lot of other competition for them, so we're probably going to see this match a few more times.
I would not be surprised if we saw the next one with the whatchamacallit? With the I'm sure the next pay-per-view that they're going to have, there will be some sort of gimmick and blow off, and that'll be fun. Roman Reigns versus Bray Wyatt. Wyatt wins.
Wait, does this match matter?
Nope.
Okay, then yeah, Bray Wyatt.
And it matters.
In the context of the feud.
Not really.
Okay, well then yeah, he wins. Minus points to NJ for implying that I would say that Bray Wyatt matters outside of its own context.
Hey, just playing it safe.
John Cena versus Kevin Owens for the U.S. title. Unless Omega had something to say about Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt.
Well, only that, Reigns is kind of back, kind of out of the spotlight after WrestleMania and everything. So I'm kind of afraid they really do want to bring him back and they're kind of putting him in the reserves, and the only way that's going to work is if he produces really good matches as a result. So, if this match turns out to be good, then, otherwise it's about as important as Sheamus and Orton. So,
right, exactly.
Cena and Owens. Owens.
Owens wins. Clean.
I hope so, but not.
It's
clean.
about time for Cena to have new gimmick. I mean, it's SummerSlam already.
Not clean though.
Oh yeah, clean. Oh yeah, clean again. Straight. No interference, no nothing. Just those having a match and clean.
Oh, come on.
His foot's going to be under the rope, or the ref's going to get knocked out, or some crap.
At least there's going to be ungodly amounts of finisher spam in this turkey.
Yeah,
the finisher spam is still clean.
I'm going to say not clean as well. I think kind of Owens' bit over the past month has been ruining really good matches, so no reason to think why he wouldn't do it again. If he, has Cena beat, but gives him a low blow anyway, or hits him with a chair or something.
Okay. I still think clean, but speaking of things that aren't going to be clean, and why I think that the John Cena match is going to be clean, Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar with Seth all by himself again.
Schmoz fest. But he'll still lose. Bork win. Bork strong.
Bork win?
Bork win. Bork smash puny man.
No, Lesnar is not walking out with the title.
You don't think?
Not at this ready pay-per-view, no. They're going to wait till SummerSlam to put the title back on him.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I don't even know if they'll do that, to be honest with you.
You think they'll wait till WrestleMania?
Well, the current rumor, or what I have heard, is that, we've said it before, and it's pretty stupid if they're going to do this, but the whole idea of Rollins versus Triple H at SummerSlam, which is a match I don't think anybody is dying to see except for maybe Triple H himself.
It's the battle of the pedigree, yo.
I don't really know what they're doing, to be honest with you. I mean, Lesnar's not exactly, he's been appearing a lot, so you have to wonder how many more he's got kind of in him right now, or, that they have for him. I don't know if Lesnar just won it back right now, unless they wreck the match and do, like NJ said, possibly do a gimmick match at SummerSlam. I don't know. It's really hard to say, to be honest with you, because this whole feud has just kind of been based on the idea that like a lot of the Authority things, it's not even really about the feud. It's about the Authority and what they're doing, and Rollins giving them trips in a car and then yelling at Kane again, and I mean, it's almost like Lesnar himself, out of all people, is almost like the side attraction in this feud. So I don't know.
I would see that Lesnar win. Okay, I'm going to say Lesnar wins, takes the title, and then that match that you're just talking about happens. But I think that whatchamacallit, there's going to be, according to the Reddit Insider, by the way, there's going to be another giant swerve coming up at the end of this match, which is probably will swing things one way or another. What do you think that could be?
Oh, Jesus Christ, Sheamus is going to cash in, isn't he?
No, it's not a Sheamus cash-in.
It better not.
Oh, thank God.
No, he specifically said it wasn't a Sheamus cash-in. What is it?
Well, he didn't specifically say what it was now, did he?
The only thing I can think of is the Authority turning on Rollins in favor of Lesnar.
Flipping face?
Nah, that's a little too predictable, I think. I'm going to go with Paul Heyman turning on Lesnar and siding with Rollins in the Authority and helping Rollins win.
That doesn't make any sense, though. Because
Lesnar...
Well, no, because Lesnar is his bread and butter. Like, that... Lesnar is as much a part of Paul Heyman's identity as possibly can be.
In a storyline sense, it would make sense of Heyman backing the future, the new horse, because Lesnar, you could spin it in a way, Lesnar's unreliable, he doesn't, he's only got so many appearances, he's had health problems, he's aged anyway. I mean,
Right.
I don't even think it would be the first time Heyman has done that, didn't he? He did it to Punk too, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Well, then,
It's not the same, though.
Right.
But,
that's the only... If there's a twist, that's the only thing I could think of.
Alright, so that's it for the 15-minute time limit. I'm sure that was over. But,
I was in the process of hitting the button.
I'm hungry.
So,
who's driving?
I could eat. Let's all hop in the Mirthmobile and head over to the...
Blizzard, blizzard, blizzard!
I wish a blizzard would take you.
That's disgusting. I don't want to think about Blizzard Net Jester Slash.
Oh, Jesus Christ! No! That's not... Oh, God, no.
Cupcake. Episode 69, folks. Go listen to it. Points.
We're almost 169.
I know.
So let's. I don't have these added up yet. So let me hit the little sum button here. Do. It's not easy because I don't imagine. Why don't we go ahead and have NJ read the
I'll just take the ratings. I'll take the ratings.
Okay, do that.
Impact this week was 353,000 viewers, up 32% from last week's 267,000. ROH drew 128,000, down 18%. SmackDown 2.338 million, up 5% from last week. Raw drew 3.5 million, down 3% from last week, so about even. And Tough Enough drew less than a million, down 18%, their lowest number ever. Did you add that up yet?
Well, no.
With the birthdays, it's Net Jester.
And I
I kept trying to think.
I got directed towards the birthdays is because they've set a trap for me.
No, because you always do the birthdays. You always do the birthdays.
And do the birthdays. This week on the 14th, we have none other than Bully Ray and Jeff Jarrett. By the way, how's Global Force Wrestling going? What? Crickets? Okay. On the 15th, we have Cherry, BB Hulk, the legendary Mil Mascares, and Jesse the Body Ventura. On the 16th, we have Blue Demon Jr. and the man I call Mega Tank because he's so freaking huge, Bobby Lashley. On the 17th, we have Kiyoshi, Mike Knox, Mike Modest, the legendary Scream Queen Daphne, Lacey Von Erich, and Masato Yoshino. Did I get that right? I think.
Hey, we got it.
Okay. Then, on the 18th, we have the legendary Carlos Colon, Joey Mercury himself. What does everybody want? Head, and Al Snow. And Claire Diaz-Isle. I think she was into cosmetics before she got into professional wrestling. Anyway, on the 19th, we have Jeremy Borash, Ray Bacanero, Jinder Mahal, and Tony Mamaluke. Then finishing the week on the 20th, we have a player uno, Mike Sanders, and the legendary Fox himself, Zorro.
Points?
Yes.
Go.
Say what now?
All right, here we go with the points. Starting off with -5 points to NetJester for not knowing the difference between an alligator and a crocodile. Another -5 to Gunner for late as usual. No. -2 points for Omega, explaining the difference between old tough enough and new tough enough for the 5th time. We get it. +5 to Gunner for the smooth transition in, and another 2 points to Gunner for talking up Sheldon Benjamin number 2.0, and then -2 points to Gunner for what are reading during the second news story. I haven't seen a botch that hard since Sin Cara was in the ring last. -2 to NetJester, just because. Another -5 to NetJester for the stupid question about Dolph Ziggler. 10 points to Omega for reading the best news bit. 15 to Gunner for the NJ's mom joke, and then -5 to Gunner for dissing my technical production skills. I don't see you doing it, buddy, and last time you did, it was terrible. Another -1 for killing us on airtime to Gunner. -12 to NetJester for oh lordy. Let's see, 10 points more to Omega for explaining the Lucha Underground controversy that I had heard nothing about because I am a hermit who lives under a rock. -5 to NetJester for thinking that a love triangle between Lana, shut up, between Lana and Ziggler and Borat.
Rusev.
That's what I said, Borat, is dumber than the King of the Ring bullshit that was going on. It's not.
So boring, even you can't remember their names.
-3 points to Gunner for breaking up my Yankum is creepy joke. +1 to Omega BR for not getting involved in Gunner and NJ's idiocy. 29 simpy points to NetJester for, his mom's a hoo-ah. 3 points to Gunner for the demeaned and demoralized alliteration. 5 points to Omega for breaking down how to better the women's division. 10 points to Gunner for liking the New Day too. -10 to NetJester for implying that Bray Wyatt matters anywhere outside of his own context ever. -5 to Omega BR for being too quiet. -2 to Gunner for thinking Cena can lose clean. -5 to NetJester for not knowing finisher spam is still a clean win. And 10 points to Omega BR for rumors and speculation. That it gives us a total of, 13 for NetJester, 29 for Gunner, who was up this week, and 0 for Omega BR, leaving us with 13 total points for NetJester, still -10 for Gunner, and 23 for Omega BR. Clearly, I'm still winning because I'm the one that makes the rules and the points.
This is interesting.
And this is what you guys did with my 2 weeks off. I feel like Peter Venkman saying, "You're not sleeping with it, are you, Ray?"
And now it is time for This Week in Wrestling with Omega BR.
Yes, this week in wrestling history, circa 1959, where the mighty Yankee defeats Papa Pascual for the NWA Gulf Coast Heavyweight title in Mobile, Alabama. Jump to 1963, where Bobo Brazil becomes the first two-time WWF United States Heavyweight Champion in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, by defeating Johnny Barend. And in 1965, Giant Baba and Toyo Nobori defeat the Destroyer and Billy Red Lions for the JWA All Asia Tag Team title in Shizuoka, Japan, beginning their second reign. And that was this week in wrestling history.
Happy trails. Pass that out to NetJester because my food is here.
No, I got it. NetJester's muted anyway. This is for me. No, this is for me because the second one. Happy trails to... Excuse me. I'm so excited about the second part. Happy trails to Serena Deeb, who retired after a match in Japan. And happy trails to Sonny, who was arrested on charges of DUI on May 30th. God damn it, Sonny. God damn it. Can you just stop? Just please stop. Like, can you just please, I'm begging you. Look, I'm begging you. Just please. Just please. Stop. That means it's time for what to watch this week in wrestling. Kicking off with Gunner's going to get food. Let's start with Omega BR.
No. I'm just gonna dip into the usual this week because that triple threat on Raw was really quite a match. They're doing this weird thing now where they make matches and they actually allow them to be really good and give them plenty of time to do so and just really get everybody behind them. Rusev, Cesaro, and Kevin Owens, quite a pretty good match. Like, as I was watching it just clicked. It clicks in your head like, this is really something.
I'm really happy with this. Everything that Cesaro is touching is gold at this point, and I would not be surprised if Cesaro, for some reason or another, got himself involved with a bigger angle sometime later this year. Like, World Championship angle. And I enjoy the fact that he wears the armband for Tyson. Yes, so... Has everyone else gone?
No. And I was leading this, and then here you come, horning in over the top of Omega BR. You're very rude. Very rude. So why don't you go ahead and tell us what to watch this week in wrestling, or this week in wrestling?
I'm actually
rude.
I'm not sure what we should watch this week in wrestling. Do you remember if I recommended the Shinsuke Nakamura match from last week from Dominion 7-5?
Nobody pays attention to you.
Well, alright, fine then. I'm going to recommend it because it's that good. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Hiroko Goto for the IWGP Intercontinental... is it Intercontinental? Yeah, it is. Intercontinental Championship. This was last weekend at Dominion, and the G1 tournament's coming up, and I can't wait for the G1 tournament because it is my favorite summer tournament of all time. It should be good. It should be really good. Does anybody have
Jester's next.
All right, Jester, go for it.
Well, surprisingly enough, this past Monday night's Raw was actually, I thought, pretty good, at least decent, at least not horribly as we've come to expect. So I think that one of the best things on that card was the triple threat that went into a singles match between, of course, none other than Antonio Cesaro, F.U. Vince. And
Chester, I'm gonna let you finish, but that was whatchamacallit. That was Omega BR's. That was Omega BR's match that he wanted you to watch. So pick something else.
Well,
and also minus 50 points to NetJester for not paying attention.
Phone. These things happen.
No one cares. You're on the show.
Well, the other thing of any interest and import, and I did think it was import, that's definitely actually did her best Vincent Kennedy McMahon impersonation and brought Becky Lynch and excuse me, Charlotte Flair, and of course the boss Sasha Banks onto Raw. That was good. The Divas division needed it. So my question now is Bayley next?
Bayley is injured, probably going to win the NXT Women's Championship and before she gets called up. I would not be surprised if she got called up in the new year, potentially after the WrestleMania season.
Yeah, I think they're holding off on her. I think Becky over Bayley, I think, almost makes sense because Becky, not only did she impress a lot of people during this past takeover, but she seems to be a little more kind of fits that competitive spirit, you know. I think Bayley is a good candidate to debut on her own. You know what I mean? Which so
with
is
the wacky wailing inflatable arm tube man.
Yeah, well, so is Charlotte, of course, but you know.
All right, I suppose it's my turn now. I'm going to say that you should watch, and it's not like a wrestling match or anything. It's on YouTube. It's an interview with Darren Young. It's from earlier this year. Hold on, let me look. Yeah, it's earlier this year, in May, and it's an interview with Darren Young, and he talks about what it was like coming out, and CM Punk and Randy Orton, and just everything from his time in WWE. And it's really good. But I've only got to 14 minutes and 48 seconds so far, but thus far, it has been fantastic. So it's on the channel Not Sam, youtube.com/NotSam. Go check it out.
I would also recommend, before watching the Beast in the East promo, if you haven't seen the compilation of all of the Finn Balor stuff into one documentary, I would highly recommend watching that too. Because it's got a picture of Finn Balor on a big bike with Albert, which is really fucking funny. Alright, I think that's it.
That is it. Well, just to talk about, Facebook.com/SmarksNark and SmarksNark.com and Twitter.com/SmarksNark and MySpace.com/SmarksNark. No, I'm just kidding.
Friendster.com/SmarksNark.
We don't have.
Our ICQ number is go fuck yourself.
Do they still have ICQ?
Yep.
That's still a thing?
Yep.
Jesus Christ. They had that when I was like 12. And that was 20 years ago?
That's creepy.
ICQ. Ugh.
812-408-966 or 812-408-WOO is a phone call. Beyond that, thank you all for listening, and we wish you well in your past, present, and future endeavors.
Future endeavors!
Good night, Stockton.